Get ready to enter the Thrive Time Show.
We started from the bottom, now we here. We started from the bottom, and we'll show you how to get here. Started from the bottom, now we here. We started from the bottom, now we here.
We started from the bottom, now we're on the top. Teaching you the systems to get what we got. Colton Dixon's on the hooks, I break down the books. Z's bringing some wisdom and the good looks. As the father of five, that's why I'm alive. So if you see my wife and kids, please tell them hi. It's the C&Z up on your radio. And now 3, 2, 1, here we go.
We started from the bottom, now we here. We started from the bottom, and we'll show you how to get.
Yes, 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 and yes. Thrive Nation, on today's show, we're joined with a longtime client by the name of Ronnie Morales. This guy is having tremendous success as an entrepreneur, and I wanted to interview him today. Devin, you work with a lot of coaching clients to help them grow their business.
Yes.
And when you have somebody who's doing all their homework and having all the success, it's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And so I thought we could interrogate Ronnie Morales on today's show to encourage everybody out there that it is possible to achieve dramatic success. Ronnie Morales, welcome on to the Thrive Time Show. How are you, sir?
What's going on, guys? Hey, Devin.
Hey.
Hey, real quick, I want to fire through some quick facts so people can verify that you're not an audio hologram. What is your website address if people want to look you up to verify that you're real?
That will be moralesbrothers.net.
moralesbrothers.net. And where are you based? What state and city are you located in?
We're in Rosenberg, Texas. It's a little south of Houston.
And how did you hear about us, for anybody who's not familiar with that? How did you first come in contact with us? Do you remember?
I've been listening to your podcast, and it's helped my business out for 7 years. And I went to different coaching clients throughout that time. Different coaching teams throughout that time. But things ain't working out. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to give this guy a shot. And since, I think it's September since we started, it's been great.
So let me ask you, so you have listened to our show for 7 years?
About 7 years, yeah.
And you've been a client for about 1 year. So hopefully this 1 year as a client wasn't your worst year in the past 7 years. Tell us, how's it been going in terms of growth? Because we're now approaching the 1 year mark where you've been a client of ours.
Yeah, we've grown about 50%. And personally, I've grown a lot. I've set different milestones to reach, different goals. We built a good team of employees and staff to be able to help assist in all these daily things here. Excuse me, because I have a cold.
Oh, no problem. I often cough too. I guess so. I'll kind of cough too to make it not awkward. Okay, back to you.
So back to that. So yeah, we've done our daily huddles. You put me on a path of achieving these little goals like daily huddles. That's been helping and been effective on leading our teams better. I haven't started the group interviews yet, but we're in the process. We just uploaded our hiring page and hiring video. So we're excited about getting that going, because our leads are coming through. We have good leads, and the projects have gotten bigger.
Yeah.
When we were doing probably $80,000 to $100,000 jobs, now most of the jobs coming through are about 200 plus.
That's awesome.
So that's been great.
Now, just to be clear, that's moralesbrothers.net. That's the website. And so, Devin, what I'm going to do is I'm going to encourage all the listeners to go to thrivetimeshow.com/millionaire so that they can download and actually follow along and visually see. For those of you who are watching the video version of today's show, you'll be able to see the page I'm referencing. But it's page 5 of my newest book called A Millionaire's Guide, How to Become Sustainably Rich. We're on page 5. So, Devin, we're going to go through all 14 boxes. Rapid fire with Ronnie, okay?
Okay.
And I'm going to tee up the box, and then I'm going to ask you where not Ronnie and not any of our actual clients, but other people where they might push back, because you work with real entrepreneurs, okay? And you see them at the conferences, you work with them every week, and so I just want to go through the boxes, and then I'll kind of get your insight as to where they typically push back, and then Ronnie does not push back. So this is kind of the flow here. Here we go. So step number 1, you have to establish your revenue goals. You just have to know what are your annual. You have to know what are your yearly gross revenue goals. What are your goals? And what's the total weekly gross revenue goals? You have to know your total weekly goals and your annual goals. Devin, do people ever push back in that area?
I feel like it's not as much of a pushback as they just don't know their numbers, and it might be kind of lazy where they don't want to find out. And
so we create a tracking sheet, Ronnie, where we work with you every week to track your numbers. Ronnie, can you speak to the importance of how maybe having that tracking sheet has helped you with your business?
Yeah, just a daily or weekly reminder of where we're at, to measure our health of the business, to make sure we're on the right track to reach our goals. We started off right at a little over 2 million, and for this first year, we had a goal of about 3 million to hit 3 million, and we're going to exceed that by a little. But I wouldn't know if I wasn't tracking it.
Were you using a did you start using a tracking sheet when we started working with you in September, or were you using a tracking sheet up to that point?
I wasn't using it up to that point. It was until I met you guys that I started tracking it.
So has it been helping you? Is it a good thing?
It is a good thing, yes. At first I was a little hesitant. It's like, it's work, right? But I got to put the work in. And at first it was different, but I started, constantly doing it, and then it became a habit now.
Yes. Okay. Big win. That's win number one. Boop, boop. Make a point. Okay. Next is you have to determine the hours. You have to determine the break-even number in terms of like, okay, I'm going to work all these hours, but at what point do I break even during my week? What's my break-even point? And so, Devin, I find a lot of entrepreneurs work a lot and they don't know their break-even point. Do you ever find that, Devin, where wonderful clients just don't know their break-even point?
Yeah, and that just goes into step number one, not knowing your numbers. You have to know it to know how many customers you need to break even.
And so, Ronnie, you're expanding right now. I mean, I think you're literally running out of room in your business to build things. I think if you were going to hire a new employee today, they wouldn't have a place to sit. You're physically growing. It's awesome. Can you talk about the importance of knowing your break-even numbers there, sir?
Yeah, I mean, without knowing those numbers, I wouldn't know how to make the next move if I was able to do the next move at all. Like right now, we're looking at a new building. And just putting the numbers together to make sure that it's something we can do. We are busting at the seams here. There's no room to put another employee in here. We've done our best in this area, in this spot. But, knowing our numbers has helped to be able to be successful and know if we can make the next step or, hire the next employee, get to different building.
I can tell we're having an impact on you because you're saying the move. And I always am teaching my clients the move. And if you're going to be successful, a couple things. You got to learn the moves. Second is you don't refrain from using the word boom, folks. If you're out there today, just throw it out there. Anytime you knock something out, use the word boom. So you got the move now. You got the move. Now, box number 3 here. So far, Ronnie has 2 mega points. It's incredible. Okay, so we're moving on here to round 3. Determine the number of hours you're willing to work per week. Now, Ronnie, since I've known you, you've taken your wife and your kids on multiple trips and vacations, and it appears as though growing a business doesn't require you to grow further apart from your spouse. Devin, I find a lot of entrepreneurs say, Clay, I don't have time to get something done. And I tell them, well, I like to go to bed at 9 and wake up at 3. And I find a lot of time between the hours of 3 and 7 where I'm uninterrupted. And they go, 3 in the morning? Do you hate people? I'm going, well, how about 6 or 5 or sometime previous to right before you get to work? But I find a lot of entrepreneurs wake up right before their workday starts. Let me get your thoughts on that, Devin. Do you ever have anybody who tells you, I just don't have time?
Yes. Yeah, all the time.
All the time. Okay, all the time. Thankfully, none of our clients or none of our listeners listening to today's show, but other people on other planets, they say, I don't have time. Ronnie, what are your thoughts on the time thing? How have you adjusted your schedule there, sir?
So I've always been an early riser. So I get up at 3:30.
Oh.
And I start early, and waking up at 3:30, you have no choice but to actually get tired and go to bed by 9. Kids are going to bed at 8, and I'm right around, right after them. Like tuck them in, and I'm about to hit the bed and try to fall asleep by 9. But my routine is 3:30, and I spend an hour in my meditation, reading the Bible, praying, and from there I start my schedule for the day, and then get to the office.
So since I've worked with you, I'll just say this. You've never told me, Clay, I don't have time for that. But I think a lot of entrepreneurs do say that. You've never said that, but I think a lot of entrepreneurs do. And so I just want to be very clear. I mean, you're knocking it out. And we move on to box number 4. Define your unique value proposition. This is a big thing. You have to know what you do differently than your competition. And if you go to moralesbrothers.net, a couple things they do that really no one else is doing right now is they meet you. They do a free quote. They meet you. They do the free quote. They show up there. They walk the property. They find out exactly what it's going to cost you. They do a really good job in the design and the presentation, and there's a lot of things they go over before anyone even decides to hire them or not. And then you have outstanding video reviews. You just got 2 more wonderful testimonials this week from clients that are super happy to work with you. So in my opinion, if I had to say what makes you unique, is you have unbelievable client reviews, and you have a very good job. You do a very good job of that initial presentation, providing a wow as well as a design consultation before they even decide to do business with you. But Devin, other entrepreneurs who are not like Ronnie, they just want to send a quote. So I'm going to role play this situation, okay? You're going to call me, Devin, because you want to remodel your kitchen.
Okay.
And I'm going to do, I call this the reverse Ronnie. This is what Ronnie would not do, okay? Here we go. Phone rings. Thank you for calling Non-Morales Construction. We do the reverse of what Ronnie Morales would do. How can I help you?
I'm looking to remodel my kitchen.
Absolutely. What's your email address?
It's
Great. That's good information. Now, what's the address?
It is 204.
That's incredible stuff. Okay, great. What's your name?
Devin.
Okay, it's awesome. And when do you want to get it done by?
Oh, next week.
What's your budget?
$1 million.
That's incredible. I'm going to send you a quote. Thank you. That's what they do, Ronnie. Every time. Every time. Or we role play one more scenario. This is what they do. Ready? Here you go. All right, guys, listen. When the phone rings, I don't want to waste my time on baby projects or huge projects. I only want to work with the perfect projects, okay? So watch as I demonstrate my mastery of only working with the perfect lead. Are you ready? Here we go. Thank you for calling Non-Morales Construction. This is not Ronnie. Hello.
Hi, I want to remodel my kitchen.
Okay. What's your address?
It is 204.
Real quick, hate to do this to you. Not a good fit. Goodbye. Next, thank you for calling Ronnie Morales Construction. This is not Ronnie. How can I help you?
I'm looking to remodel my backyard.
That's incredible. What's your address?
204.
Hey, real quick, this is a sound I want you to hear before I hang up. Bye-bye. And they do this all the time. This is what they do. Ronnie! Most people in the construction business, they shoo away their leads because I'm too busy to get a quote. I'm too busy to do a quote. Too busy. Unbelievable. Or the final example, they do this. Are you ready?
Yep.
Okay. Call me again. This is. Thank you for calling Ronnie Morales Construction. How's it going?
Good. I'm looking to remodel my living room.
1 second. I got a guy in the back. He's doing something crazy with the nail gun. Put the nail gun down. 1 second. So sorry. There's a little bit of distraction right there. We got a bleeder. 1 second. I'm on the roof. Okay, guys, pipe it down. I'm on the phone with a client. Jeez. Okay, what was your name?
Devin.
Devin, I'm so sorry. We got a bleeder here. Then they answer the phone on the construction site, and you'll hear nail guns in the background, people screaming. You'll hear people. It's crazy. And so, Ronnie, help stop the jackassery. What is it that you do different at Morales Construction that's working? Because you are really converting those leads into clients.
Yeah, so customer service is, most important thing here. And I get in my office, I shut the door, I get in a quiet place to make these phone calls. When they call in, they have my undivided attention. And because I do have a little ADD, like I have to be focused. I can't hear distraction in the background.
Right.
And but it works for me. I have a script. We follow a script, and it just works. That they see what we're providing, our benefits.
Yep.
We listen to their needs, and we schedule a consultation.
And we've got call recording in place now too, Ronnie, for quality assurance. Ronnie, how has it helped you to have, because you have great people on your team now. I mean, you guys are rocking. How does it help your peace of mind and your customers' peace of mind knowing that the calls are now recorded for quality assurance?
For me, I get to listen to the recorded calls coming into the front office to make sure that they're smiling in their conversation, to make sure that they're asking all the right questions, they're following the script, and that all the information is getting transferred to me for that initial phone call.
Now we move on to branding. Box number 5, folks. If you're following along, go to thrivetimeshow.com/millionaire. You can download page 5. It's called a workflow, and that's what I'm teaching here. Improve the branding. Now, what I find a lot, Devin, and I'm going to pretend that you're somebody who's you're a client, okay? And I'm a typical branding company. Okay. Branding is just the perception of what people see when they go to the website. Branding is just the perception they see when they see your business card. Branding is just the perception people have when they first encounter your service or your what you do. That's what branding is. Branding is the initial impression that people have of your business. And so if you're out there today and you don't have a website that is high quality, you need to fix that thing. You need to fix your business card. You need to fix your print pieces. You need to fix your one sheet, your presentation sheet. And we've worked with Ronnie to do all that. But before starting this organization in 2005, so before I started my organization in 2005, where I coach clients and help them grow, what I was doing at that point is I was having to hire marketing companies. And these marketing companies, they would do crazy stuff, and somehow it always would cost $8,000. So I'm going to have you call me, okay? And you're calling on behalf of non-Ronnie Morales Construction, okay?
Okay.
And you're wanting to get a logo made, and I'm going to try to do to you what they would do to me.
Okay.
Are you ready? Here we go.
Yep.
Thank you for calling. Thank you for calling the logo store. How you doing? This is Clavis. How can I help you?
Hi, I need to create a logo.
Do you want your logo to sizzle?
Yeah,
You want your logo to be hot?
I do.
What do you want your logo to be? Tell if your logo was an animal, what kind of animal would it be?
Well, we're a construction company.
So like a puma
Yeah.
or like a shark.
Sure.
Now here's the deal. Where are you located?
We're in Atlanta.
Okay, great. And how long have you been in business?
15 years.
Okay, well I'll tell you what. It's based upon what you told me. It's going to cost you $12,000, and it's going to take 6 months to make a logo that sizzles. And so I'm going to go back to the office and think about it and form a committee, and we're going to work together tirelessly in the trenches of my mind, coming up with the perfect logo. Ronnie, have you ever dealt with this kind of jackassery with web development companies and logo companies and marketing firms where they take forever and nothing gets done and they talk in circles? Have you ever seen this?
Oh yeah, I paid $12,000 for a website before this one.
Come on. Unbelievable. And
yeah.
and you're not like this, but I'll have clients, not you. Thankfully, none of my current clients. But I've had clients in the past that'll go, I don't know what it is, but I kind of want to make the logo bigger. And I think every week it's like, can we move the logo 0.2 of an inch to the northwest on the site as the crow flies? And I'm going, what are you talking about? Ronnie, can you talk about this? You have a quality brand, but we don't have to obsess every week on changing the logo at RonnieMorales.net.
No, we kind of set it and forget it on that one. I think our branding, we are consistent with our branding and our colors,
Yep.
orange and black and gray. All of our company trucks are black F-150s with the lettering of our logo with orange and gray. So we ride around our town, our county, and people recognize us. They remember us. They say, hey, I seen you on this side of town, or, so I think our branding has been great.
Yep.
All our team wears professional shirts, collared, polo shirts.
Yep.
They're black with our logo.
And that's MoralesBrothers.net. Again, folks, I want to make sure I don't misspeak there. It's MoralesBrothers.net. Just so we're clear, it's audio only today, but Devin is dressed up like Darth Vader in the office today because that's what we require in our office. It's sort of the Darth Vader theme. Just kidding, folks. But then we move on to box number 6. Box number 6. Now, this is, I call this crap. It's core, repeatable, actionable processes. We have to do the same stuff every week. Every single week, we have to do a great job. Folks, if you're out there listening today, write this down. VISM. VISM. What? VISM. Every week, write it. Folks, write it down, VISM. Every week, you have to do a good job, and then you have to get a video documentation of the work. What? Video documentation, video reviews, that kind of thing. And I'm going to show you, folks, a great video review in just a moment here from Ronnie. Second is you have to get images, like proof that you've actually done the work. Now, you say, I'm a bakery. I'm different. Okay, they can still get images. You say, I'm a lawyer. Okay, fine, still get images. Oh, yeah, well, I'm a doctor. Still get images. Okay, so videos, images, search engine content. S. You got to add search engine content every single week. And M, you got to get more reviews. VISM. Where there is no VISM, the people perish. Write that down, folks. Think about it. Where there is no VISM, the business will perish. Your marketing will lose if you don't do it. And it's every week. Ronnie, every single week we have to. And some people say, I don't want to do it every week. I just want to do it, like every 4th week. Or all we ever do is go over the same thing over and over. Debbie, you ever heard that before where someone's like, all we ever do is go over the same thing? And you're like, yeah, but you didn't actually get a review this week. Well, I know, but what else can we do? There's nothing else to do. This is what you do. Have you ever had that problem?
Yes.
Okay. Ronnie, what are your thoughts on that for the entrepreneurs out there that are going, I don't want to do the same thing every week? Can you talk about the consistency? Because you nail it down every week.
Yeah, no, it works. I mean, just doing it over and over and over, and hearing it over and over and over, it comes to you guys, through me, and then to my employees.
Yes.
Like, hey, guys, we need 10 reviews this week. We got to have video testimony this week. Who can I go record? And it's just steady, dripping in their ear as it comes through mine, right back out to them. And, it's not easy, that's for sure.
Right.
But we make it happen as best as we can.
Now, we move on here to this box number 7. We're going rapid fire, folks. Box number 7. This is the sales conversion box. Folks, I love sales in the way that you love vacation. If you're listening out there and you say, I don't like vacation. Okay, I love sales in the way that you love movies. I don't like movies. Okay, I love vacation the way that you love ice cream. boop, boop. Get great. Everybody just check that box. I love sales. You know why I like sales? Because I love solving a problem for people in a win-win way. It's so fun. Find a problem, solve it, win-win. Customer wins, I win, win-win. It's great sales. But in order to have great sales, you have to have sales scripts, recorded calls, one-sheets, pre-written emails, lead trackers. Devin, do you ever have any pushback from people who say, I went to college, and the way I learned sales was I don't believe in scripts. You see, I have more of a top-down philosophy. I like to let my employees flow, and I like to flow. I don't want to box them in because of. And you're going, are we talking about yoga? Are we talking about golf? What are we talking about? I just want my employees to flow, and I don't believe in writing things down. I don't like to use scripts. I just like to just flow and just move. Have you ever had that kind of thing where you have somebody who won't use a script?
Yeah.
Ronnie, help the entrepreneurs out there that say, I don't want to use a script. I just want to flow. I just want to drift and flow. What would you say?
Well, one thing, if you want to keep doing everything yourself, don't use a script.
Oh.
If you want to pass on and delegate, use a script.
Yeah, that's the move. Now,
And
again, you got to have sales scripts, recorded calls, pre-written print materials, emails, lead trackers. Box number 8, and we're feeling great, folks. Determine the sustainable customer acquisition costs. You've got to know how much it costs you to get a customer. Now, this is what I find with pastors. What? Pastors? I find this with entrepreneurs, and I find this with everybody on the planet except for a few people. People tend to lie about numbers to the positive. Not to the negative. Let me give you an example. So people tend to go, so Pastor, how many people go to your church? So I'm running 1,000 every week. 1,000 people? Well, online people primarily. So 1,000 people are online. Well, it's like 700. So 700 people are online. Well, it's like 70. So 70 people are online and there's 7 people at my church. Fine, get off me. Or you'll talk to a dentist and it's like, how many customers do you have? I've got thousands of patients. We're booming. That's not my problem. My problem is, you go, so you have thousands of patients? Well, I got 45. And so there's a lot of that where people, they kind of exaggerate, whether consciously or subconsciously. They think it's more of a positive outlook than it really is. And I find that people, they spend a ton of money on marketing in magazines, Ronnie, marketing on billboards, marketing on the sides of buses, doing mass mailers, and it's not really working, but then they go, well, bro, I got my name out there. Primarily, my name was out there. That's what I did. I got my name out there. Ronnie, have you ever had that kind of thing where, you've worked with a marketing company and there's no results or a marketing opportunity or a marketing thing, and there was no success, but the marketing guy tried to tell you, bro, it's just about getting your name out there, bro. It's not so much about leads, bro. It's called online management of reputation and branding. Sear it into their brain. Have you ever had that kind of thing, Ronnie, where they try to justify the lack of results with just getting your name out there?
Oh, yeah. I paid a few thousand a month just to try to get my name out there. And it wasn't working out. I wasn't getting anything. We were doing mailers, and we weren't getting any return.
Yeah, and it happens a lot. And so, again, you have to figure out where every single customer came from. And, Devin, we sell conference tickets, and in most days we'll sell, let's say, 40 conference tickets a day. Yeah. And we ask people, how'd you hear about us? And people will say, I heard about you on this podcast or that podcast. And why do I ask every single time? Why do we ask every single time?
Well, we want to know what's working.
Yeah, and there's certain people that will say things like, I have a database of 14 million people, and if you'll advertise with me for the low cost of $14,000, you'll reach all 14 million people. And so I'll say, okay, why don't we? How much are you going to charge? $14,000. I go, well, why don't we do $1,000 the first month, and if it works, we'll keep doing it. No, because my list is so awesome. Okay, how about we do 1,000 for the first? How about you just let's mail to 1/14 of your list. So if you're saying it's 14,000 to mail to 14 million people, can I just mail to 1.4 million people for $1,000? And they go, absolutely not. I'm like, okay, and then when you do it, they finally go, fine, you can try. And I never get a lead at all. Hello, is this thing working? Is this on? Hello? Your phone's not ringing. You're not getting any leads. And then they always go back to, well, you're just trying to get your name out there. So you've got to track what works, folks. Box number 9. This is where we're at right now. Ronnie and I are working on this right now. I'm super excited about this. Very few people care about this, but I care about this. We care about this. It's building checklists for everything. Repeatable systems for everything. Everything is a checklist. Everything is repeatable. And every day there's a daily huddle. Can you talk about this, Ronnie? The daily huddle, the repeatable systems. How's it helping?
Yes, the daily huddle helps to keep everybody on the same page. We go over projects, go over wins, and that's a big win. The checklist is helping, again, if you want to keep doing everything yourself, don't make checklists. If you want to delegate, make checklists. The checklist for everything. I still have a ton of checklists to make. We just started it, and even my estimating system has to have a checklist. Every move, every thing in the company has to have a checklist.
Now, I don't know if anybody's heard this so far, but on the calls so far in this interview, this wonderful interview with Ronnie Morales of MoralesBrothers.net, that's MoralesBrothers.net, so far I haven't asked Ronnie about, how do you feel about getting Google reviews? I don't focus on feelings. And folks, if you're out there today and you're waiting to be motivated, someone should write this down, okay? Because procrastination is the giant you're facing. Procrastination is the giant, and inspiration is the reward. And action is the sword. Again, procrastination is the giant. Action is the sword. You to slay the giant. And inspiration is the reward. That's how it works. So if you're wanting to be inspired, take action. Okay, box number 10. We got 4 more boxes. Here we go, rapid fire. Managing people. Devin, a lot of people, they struggle to manage people, putting in merit-based pay, holding their staff accountable. Thankfully, Ronnie is knocking this stuff out of the park. Do you ever have a problem where a wonderful client, not your clients, but other people's clients, where they might say, I just can't get my front desk guy to do it?
Yeah.
It being anything?
Yeah, like Google reviews.
Calling leads.
And they
showing up on time.
They don't want to do it because, we've done it for so long. I can't just change it.
Oh my God. Yeah, it's just it's sort of a weird pirate culture at a lot of small businesses. Yeah. They'll say, your front desk, I just dealt with this on Friday with a wonderful client. I'm helping them, but his front desk guy just refused to call the leads. And so I'm saying, I recognize that you are not used to calling your leads, but we are not on a ship and you are not a pirate on the ship. And he's like, what? I'm going, it's not a situation where you've hopped on the business, AKA the ship, the entrepreneurship, and now you say, are you ready? Because I'm doing a hostile takeover. You're not in charge of the business just because you've been there a while. And the owner was on the phone with me. The owner was like, please talk to this guy. He needs to hear it. You can't just show up and, are you ready for me to be in control now? No, you can't let your employees take you hostage. You can't. The captain of the ship has to be the owner, and everybody has to follow the game plan. I'd love to get your thoughts on that, Ronnie. I mean, managing people, it seems like you have a great team, and I feel like that daily huddle has been instrumental to helping you create the right culture. Can you talk about your culture now?
Yeah, I feel like the daily huddle has helped tremendously because before, everybody wasn't in the same. It wasn't in sync with what was going on in the company, and now they're more feel like have a sense of ownership with their responsibilities in the company. And I was talking to a young guy yesterday, and he had said that since we hired him, it's been the best thing ever. Like the culture, he loves working with everybody here. There's no drama. There's just everybody's character, and he's eager to grow and learn, and he's taking notes, bringing new ideas, and adding value to his life, adding value to him as an employee, which would help him in the future.
And this is so big because I'm walking you through the 14 steps. Now, there's a lot of details in this. There's a lot of coding to build the website. There's a lot of search engine optimization you have to do strategy to update the website. There's a lot of online ads you have to run. There's a lot of so there's a lot of details, but I'm just focusing on these big 14 here. The next box 11. You got to create a sustainable and repetitive weekly schedule. So, Ronnie, we pull your ad reports for you. And we pull the ad report. So on today's call, we hopped on the call and I said, hey, this is how much you spent for the week on ads. Can you talk about what would happen if we didn't have that weekly call and if we weren't looking at your ad spend every week? What kind of thing can happen or has happened when you don't look at your weekly advertisement spending every week and you don't look at your numbers every week?
Well, not having a call every week, first of all, I would probably slack off for one thing if I wasn't having a call every week because I don't have anybody to be accountable to. So that's one of the biggest things. Now, with the ad, what we're paying for, Google ads, whatever it is, without knowing, we would know how many leads we're getting per dollar, And at one point, I was paying a lot of Google ads, and I was getting too many leads. I just had to decrease at the time, just for the season, but without measuring it, I wouldn't know where I was.
Now, you on the Google Ads, can you tell the listeners what will happen by default to your monthly Google ad spending if you don't watch it?
Google, they do automatic updates, and you're not careful, they can actually they'll increase it if your budget has been reached, and you can go from paying $1,500 a month to $5,000 a month if you're not watching it.
It can happen. I think it's a thing where most people think, I can build my website and I can just let it sit. But the problem is you have to update your website every month, which is what we do every single month. You have to add content to your website every single month. You have to get Google reviews every single month, every single week. You have to get video reviews. It's like growing a business is like starting a garden. You have to continue to pull the weeds. Growing a business is not like building a concrete wall that you just build it and you just let it sit there. Now, you have to actually run that. It's like a garden. A business is like a garden. It's like building a garden, growing a garden. You got to pull the weeds every single week. Box number 12, human resources. Ronnie, it turns out nothing will work if your people won't work. And you have great people on your team now. But sometimes certain people have an expiration date. What am I saying? It's when that person is no longer doing their job. And they're not coachable, they're not approachable, and they're not doing their job. And so what I find is most business owners, not Ronnie, most business owners, what they'll do, Devin, is they won't ever give the employee feedback. And then one day they'll just freak out. Like, Carl, why haven't you called the leads this decade? What is wrong with you, Carl? All decade, you haven't done it. And Carl's going, I didn't know I was supposed to. The last 9 years, you hadn't said anything. And there's that. But you have to, it's a daily conversation, and you got to have A and B players. An A player is someone who gets to work early, who leaves when the job is done. That's an A player. They get there a little bit early, leave when the job's done. B players are always 5 to 14 minutes late. That's their niche, 5 to 14. They're always a little bit late. They always leave early, and they never quite get anything done. Can you talk about that real quick here, the importance of having A and B players on your team? Because, again, you're building this great company right now called MoralesBrothers.net. You have great people. Tell us about that.
Well, the A players are the ones you don't have to babysit. You do have to follow up with them, and but not babysit. They're the ones you can trust that will work at home, and whether it's a designer, somebody you can trust like that. And yeah, B players will show up late. Yeah, but that's part of watching them and keeping track of them and letting them know, hey, we can't have this. It's not, if you're looking to stay with this company, you can't be late. Like, that's one of our core values, is to be punctual and be responsive, and that won't fly.
Now, box 13 is create your accounting and automate the earning of millions. You've got to create your accounting and automate the earning of millions. What am I saying? You have to create your accounting systems. It's so important you have accounting systems in place so that way your company doesn't drift. You got to look at those numbers every single week. You got to look at those numbers. If you don't have accounting systems in place, your business will drift. You have to look at those numbers every single week. And then box 14, what's the point of achieving success? You want to have goals for your faith, your family, your finances, your fitness, your friendship, your fun, and your focus. What? You want to have goals for your faith, family, friendship, fitness, finances, fun, and where you spend your focused time. What am I saying? You want to have goals for your faith, your family, your finances, your friendship, your fitness, there's 7 F's: faith, family, write it down, folks, friendship, fitness, finances, fun, focus. And so, last night my son was playing the drums at a high school. He's on the high school drum team, high school band. And Ronnie, I'm at the game watching my son play. It's a good time. I'm not taking calls from an upset customer. I'm not dealing with business-related stuff. When I'm at business, I'm not dealing with personal stuff. But all of it has to work together. You have to sit down and design your life. Could you tell everybody out there, now that your business is growing and now that financial freedom is becoming more of a reality for you, could you explain kind of what that's like to have a business that's producing time freedom?
Yeah, it allows me to do those 6 things. There's the faith, getting up early in the morning to be able to spend time with the Lord, and then with family. Sundays that we spend time together, we'll have nice lunch, hang out. Friends, we'll go out of town together. We'll just hang out for the evening together, go to dinner. The finances, to not be worried about, payroll or checks coming in for this personal or through the business. then having fun. I mean, we do have fun, and I do work hard, but we do take those time off and get to enjoy the fruits of our labor. So.
And Ronnie,
yeah, the freedom has been wonderful.
Final question I have here for you. For anybody out there who may have been listening to this podcast for 7 consecutive years that hasn't reached out yet to come to an in-person workshop or hasn't scheduled a free 13-point consultation by going to thrivetimeshow.com, what would you say to anybody out there that's pondering or considering scheduling a free 13-point assessment or attending one of our in-person business workshops?
Don't wait. Sign up as soon as you can. I even have my client tell me, I believe you're successful because you have a business coach. I mean, they tell me that in personal talk with them, that because you have a business coach, a lot of other companies don't. And they see that. They see the success and they see the excellence and where we're going and how we're growing. And it's good feedback. And we can take care of our clients if we're taking care of ourselves and our employees better.
And I want everyone to know that out there. If you're out there today and you want to schedule a 13-point assessment, you can do that 100% free today. There's no cost to schedule that consultation. We have in-person workshops, and those workshops, if you want to attend those, they're $250 or whatever price that you can afford. So we make that affordable for everybody. We do a workshop every 2 months. You can learn more about that at thrivetimeshow.com. And as far as clients go, I only take on 160 clients because for the $1,700 a month that we currently charge, 1700, we do photography, videography, web. There's just a lot of moving parts that we do. We do all that. We coach you, yes, but behind the scenes, we track the ads, we manage the website, we optimize the website. There, we do the videography, photography, a lot of work we do, online brand management, and it would be impossible for me to be as involved as I want to be if I were to go to a larger size. So I like to operate as more of a boutique where I can be accessible and approachable to work with you directly. And Ronnie, I love talking to you every Saturday morning. Brother, thank you for carving out time for us. I really do appreciate you. And one more time, what's that website, sir?
MoralesBrothers.net.
MoralesBrothers.net. Take care, brother. Have a great rest of your day.
All right. Thank you.
Well, Thrive Nation, we have an opportunity all the time. We have so many wonderful people that go to thrivetimeshow.com and they reach out to us to schedule a 13-point assessment. We also have a lot of people that go to thrivetimeshow.com and they schedule a free 13-point assessment, and they're not a good fit because I only work with diligent doers. I only work with people that are willing to actually implement the proven systems that Dr. Zellner and I both teach and implement in our own companies. So people say, I do want to grow my business 7 times faster. I do want to reduce my working hours. I do want to increase my time freedom and my profits. I think we're all in agreement that that's a good thing. However, we can only help people that are willing to put the work in. And on today's show, we're joined by a man by the name of Ronnie Morales. His company is MoralesBrothers.net. I hold him in high regard because he and his family-owned business, they actually are growing. I would call it dramatically. When you look at this, Inc. magazine right now shows that 96% of businesses fail. Inc. magazine says 96% of businesses fail. That's not good. Whereas this guy's business isn't growing by 10%. It isn't growing by 20%. It is growing dramatically. But again, if Ronnie Morales had filled out the form and had scheduled a consultation and wasn't willing to actually implement what we were teaching, it would all be for naught. So I'm excited for you to meet somebody who I would consider to be a diligent doer. He's based in Richmond, Texas. And now, without any further ado, Ronnie Morales, welcome on to the Thrive Time Show. How are you, sir?
Hey, I'm doing great. Thanks, Clay.
Hey, so how did you first hear about us? How did you hear about the Thrive Time Show?
I listened to your Thrive Time Show podcast for those 7 years, and I was learning so much. I was like, man, I got to give this guy a try.
So you listened to our podcast 7 years ago?
Yeah.
Really?
7 years.
Do you remember the first podcast you listened to 7 years ago?
I don't remember. I listened to so many of them.
Okay.
I listened to, more than once.
Now, when you're listening to the podcast, I try to feature clients on the show so that there's real people really doing it, really implementing the systems. When did it occur to you that you might want to, go ahead and fill out the form at thrivetimeshow.com and schedule a consultation?
I got to the point where I just needed to take the next step. And I've been in coaching before, like group coaching and different things like that. But I just felt like everybody on your show was making tremendous changes in their business. And coming from you and Dr. Z, I felt like y'all had the experience. It didn't matter if it was, because I've been used to doing construction, like peer groups and construction coaching, where it's contractors only. Well, I felt like, you know what, I need somebody business minded to help me grow this. I don't necessarily need a group of just contractors. I needed somebody that knows the business part of it.
And what kind of growth have you had since you began working with us as far as a percentage? Do you know a percentage or what kind of growth?
Yeah, so we had about a 57% increase from last year's first quarter to this year's first quarter. So that was huge for us, and personal growth too. I honestly, just as a business leader and team member here in my company, I've grown a lot to be a better leader. Learn how to delegate better. Learn how to get these 15-minute huddles started every morning, and it's just been great. I'm just continue to learn, and I can't wait to keep moving forward.
Well, people always ask me, they say, what's the most important part of business consulting? And that would be to me like asking a baker, what's the most important ingredient in a cookie? I mean, is it the flour? Is it the sugar? Is it the eggs? I would say if you take out any one of those core ingredients, you're going to have a weird tasting cookie. So in our business consulting, we focus on marketing, branding, sales, hiring, leadership, management, accounting, all of those things. So let's kind of go through the process from just a branding perspective and a marketing perspective. How has the business consulting impacted your company?
No, it's been great. The branding, the marketing. I mean, people around town are telling us, "Hey, I've seen your trucks here and there. I see you all over the place." When people are searching Google or whatever it is, they're finding our videos and they're reaching out to us. I think one of the biggest parts with business coaching for me has been the accountability. Like just having somebody to tell me, like, "Hey, get this, and this done, and have it done by this day," and we move on to the next step. So I mean, it's been great.
Now we have a weekly meeting. The purpose of a weekly meeting is so that you have a week to get your homework done. We have a week to do our homework. I mean, we do photography, videography, web development, search engine optimization, and you and I meet on Saturdays at 6:30 a.m. I find a lot of my clients like to meet in the mornings. How important is it to have that weekly meeting? Because I'm 42, but when I was 21, I was hiring business consulting programs that would do quarterly meetings or oftentimes even monthly meetings. And I found that nothing got done. How important is it for you to have a weekly meeting?
I think it's very important as a business owner to have that weekly accountability to make sure you're staying on schedule. Because as a business owner, you wear so many hats. It makes it difficult to get the important things done that you need to get done, but that you want to put on the back burner. But when you have somebody to be accountable to, and it's a weekly thing, and they're steadily putting in your ear, like, you got to get these things done. Get the reviews. Get the video testimonials. It just makes it to where you have an assignment and they just get it done.
Now, at the business conferences, we walk people through the entire system. This is the system we teach from. This is from my newest book called A Millionaire's Guide to Becoming Sustainably Rich, which everyone can download for free right now at thrivetimeshow.com/millionaire. You and I, we track the numbers every week. So box number 1, we establish those revenue goals. We do that. We know the break-even numbers. We know how many hours you're willing to work. This is crazy. You're married. Your wife loves you. You love your wife. I'm not ever advocating during our coaching meetings, like, forsake your family and grow your company. Can you talk about that, how important it is to work with maybe a coach that understands that you want to have a healthy family and a healthy company?
Oh, I think it's very important. Like yesterday, I had a good dinner with my wife, and we had a good evening with live music and really enjoyed each other's company. I took my kids camping twice this month already for 4 days, and we're enjoying the summer. But I think it's very important that as a business owner, as you put the hours in, put the hard work in, that you also take the time to spend with friends and family. I mean, it's important. Rising up early to get in my meditation time is very important to me too. So I think just, again, having somebody that knows the value of these things is important.
Now, as we go through, I mean, you are knocking it out with the marketing and the branding and all the things we have to do to optimize your website and make the ads work. We've determined your unique value proposition. We've improved the branding. We have a 3-legged marketing stool. We know how to generate leads online and offline and referrals. The sales process, and I'm not picking on you, but I mean this, you're like a super humble guy. So I feel like that the sales process was something that once you learned the proven process, you kind of took to it right away. But I think a lot of contractors don't want to come across as too aggressive or too passive or too whatever. And I feel like the sales process of your team really doing a good job of calling all the leads, and the calls are recorded for quality assurance. I feel like that's been a big needle mover for you. Maybe I'm wrong. I'd love to get your thoughts on that.
Yeah, no, it's been great. I had my own way before I joined your team. I had my own way of sales, and what I thought was working really wasn't working. And at first I put up a wall, but once I was opened up to the why you do it the certain ways you do it, it really opened up more ways to be more successful. You know, with the call scripts, with the recorded calls, we're still tweaking scripts and things like that, but it's like an ongoing process. But it's been great, and I think that it has helped us a lot. We call our leads back right away, within hours, a few hours, most of the time, and it's just important. And we've gotten a lot of leads, and where I needed to hire my first sales employee.
And now we're working on more of the systems, creating these repeatable systems and managing a larger group of people. In that daily huddle, can you talk? I hammer all my clients that it's so important to have a daily huddle with your team, to huddle with your team every morning and to have a weekly staff meeting. Could you talk about the importance of implementing these human resource strategies for managing people and what impact that's had for your company?
Yeah, so the impact of daily huddles have had for my company is that it brought the team together. All of our employees, which is 17 of us full time, it's brought us all together to where we get to see each other in the mornings and grow together. We start off with some wins, keep it brief. We go over company updates. Then we go over all our projects and we ask like, how's that client doing? Is the project on schedule? But it helped us a lot with the daily interruptions with, hey, so what's going on here? And these questions that could be answered in the morning. So they learn to answer these important questions in the morning so that there's less interruption throughout the day.
Now, the final two areas I wanted to cover here is, there's so much to growing a company, and that's what we talk about on our weekly coaching calls. But building a sustainable and repetitive weekly schedule, like every week we're doing the group interview. Every week we're gathering objective reviews from clients. Every week we're gathering before and after images. Every week you're gathering testimonials from your happy clients. You have to do this stuff every week. It's like a garden. You got to pull the weeds every week. Could you talk about the importance of having these human resource systems in place where you do these systems every week so it's, proactive as opposed to reactive, doing these same things over and over?
Yeah, I think it's important to do it every week and repeat them so that things don't fall through the cracks. And if you get too relaxed on not doing it, or you go 2 or 3 weeks without listening to recorded calls or whatever it may be, you start to slack off a little bit. The next thing you know, you're in trouble. And now you're putting out another fire that wouldn't have been there if you would have been on track and keeping up with the systems and processes. So just doing it repeatedly helps with building that system. Everybody knows it's this day at this time. Our morning huddles are every day from 7:07, last 15 minutes. And it's everybody knows to be there. And it's just been great.
Now, final two questions for you. People out there that maybe want to do business with you, they're hearing about you. Again, it's very hard to gather objective Google reviews if people don't like you. It's very hard to gather video testimonials if people don't like the work you do. What's your website, and how do people, go ahead and get a hold of you if they're looking to hire you guys for maybe a big project?
Yeah, so our website is moralesbrothers.net. And you can definitely just fill out our get in touch form to reach out to us. And I personally will actually be in touch with you and have a conversation with you.
And for anybody out there that's contemplating coming to one of our workshops or scheduling a free 13-point assessment, what word of encouragement or what advice would you have for anybody out there?
Well, I would say don't wait any longer. Jump in, because if I would have jumped in 7 years ago, I would have been in a whole different place today. So
I guarantee you would be. I'll say this though, and I'm not prophetic. I'm saying you're on pace. You're on pace to have a business that's going to be about 5 times larger than what it was when I first met you. And I say that because the first thing you see is the leads coming in, and you start to see new teammates joining your team, and you're building that foundation for success. And I totally see you guys going to a great place right now. So I wish I would have met you earlier. That's my only complaint. But that's Ronnie Morales. Ronnie, I really appreciate you. I'll give you the final word. What do you want to say to everybody out there that's maybe contemplating taking their business to the next level?
Like I said, guys, don't wait any longer. Reach out to Clay and the team, do your assessment, and be a diligent doer.
Amen to that. Ronnie Morales, take care, sir. Have a great day.
Thank you.
Bye.
The number of new customers that we've had is up 411% over last year. We are Jared and Jennifer Johnson. We own Platinum Pest and Lawn and are located in Owasso, Oklahoma. And we have been working with Thrive for business coaching for almost a year now.
Yeah. So what we want to do is we want to share some wins with you guys that we've had by working with Thrive. First of all, we're on the top page of Google now, okay? I just want to let you know what type of accomplishment this is. Our competition, Orkin, Terminex, they're both $1.3 billion companies. They both have 2,000 to 3,000 pages of content attached to their website. So to basically go from virtually non-existent on Google to up on the top page is really saying something. But that's come by being diligent to the systems that Thrive has, by being consistent and diligent on doing podcasts and staying on top of those podcasts to really help with getting up on with their listing and our ranking there with Google.
And also, we've been trying to get Google reviews, asking our customers for reviews. And now we're the highest rated and most reviewed pest and lawn company in the Tulsa area. And that's really helped with our conversion rate. And the number of new customers that we've had is up 411% over last year.
Wait, say that again. How much are we up?
411%.
Okay, so 411% we're up with our new customers. Amazing.
Right. So not only do we have more customers calling in, we're able to close those deals at a much higher rate than we were before. Right now, our closing rate is about 85%, and that's largely due to, first of all, like our Google reviews that we've gotten people really see that our customers are happy, but also we have a script that we follow. And so when customers call in, they get all the information that they need. That script has been refined time and time again. It wasn't a one and done deal. It was a system that we followed with Thrive in the refining process, and that has obviously the 411% shows that system works.
Yeah, so here's a big one for you. So last week alone, our booking percentage was 91%. We actually booked more deals, more new customers last year than we did the first 5 months, or I'm sorry, we booked more deals last week than we did the first 5 months of last year from before we worked with Thrive. So again, we booked more deals last week than the first 5 months of last year. And it's incredible. But the reason why we have that success is by implementing the systems that Thrive has taught us and helped us out with. So.
Some of those systems that we've implemented are group interviews. That way we've really been able to come up with a really great team. We've created and implemented checklists. That way everything gets done and it gets done right. It creates accountability. We're able to make sure that everything gets done properly, both out in the field and also in our office. And also doing the podcast, like Jared had mentioned, that has really, really contributed to our success. But that, like I said, the diligence and consistency in doing those and that system has really, really been a big blessing in our lives. And also, it's really shown that we've gotten the success from following those systems.
Yeah. So before working with Thrive, we were basically stuck. Really no new growth with our business. And we were in a rut, and we didn't know.
The last 3 years, our customer base had pretty much stayed the same. We weren't shrinking, but we weren't really growing either.
Yeah, and so we didn't really know where to go, what to do, how to get out of this rut that we're in. But Thrive helped us with that. They implemented those systems. They taught us those systems. They taught us the knowledge that we needed in order to succeed. Now it's been a grind. Absolutely, it's been a grind this last year. But we're getting those fruits from that hard work and the diligent effort that we're able to put into it. So again, we were in a rut. Thrive helped us get out of that rut. And if you're thinking about working with Thrive, quit thinking about it and just do it. Do the action, and you'll get the results. It will take hard work and discipline, but that's what it's going to take in order to really succeed. So we just want to give a big shout out to Thrive, a big thank you out there to Thrive. We wouldn't be where we're at now without their help.
Hi, I'm Dr. Mark Morrow. I'm a pediatric dentist. Through our new digital marketing plan, we have seen a marked increase in the number of new patients that we're seeing every month, year over year. 1 month, for example, we went from 110 new patients the previous year to over 180 new patients in the same month. And overall, our average is running about 40 to 42% increase month over month, year over year. The group of people required to implement our new digital marketing plan is immense, starting with a business coach, videographers, photographers, web designers. Back when I graduated dental school in 1985, nobody advertised. The only marketing that was ethically allowed in everybody's eyes was mouth-to-mouth marketing. By choosing to use the services, you're choosing to use a proven turnkey marketing and coaching system. that will grow your practice and get you the results that you are looking for. I went to the University of Oklahoma College of Dentistry, graduated in 1983, and then I did my pediatric dental residency at Baylor College of Dentistry from 1983 to 1985.
Hello, my name is Charles Kolaw with Kolaw Fitness. Today I want to tell you a little bit about Clay Clark and how I know Clay Clark. Clay Clark has been my business coach since 2017. He's helped us grow from 2 locations to now 6 locations. We're planning to do 7 locations in 7 years and then franchise. And Clay has done a great job of helping us navigate anything that has to do with like running the business, building the systems, the checklists, the workflows, the audits, how to navigate lease agreements, how to buy property, how to work with brokers and builders. This guy is just amazing. He's this kind of guy has worked in every single industry. He's written books with like Lee Cockrell, head of Disney, with the 40,000 cast members. He's friends with like Mike Lindell. He does Reawaken America tours where he does these tours all across the country where 10,000 or more people show up to some of these tours. On the day-to-day, he does anywhere from about 160 companies. He's at the top. He has a team of business coaches, videographers, and graphic designers and web developers, and they run 160 companies every single week. So think of this guy with a team of business coaches running 160 companies. So in the weekly, he's running 160 companies. Every 6 to 8 weeks, he's doing Reawaken America tours. Every 6 to 8 weeks, he's also doing business conferences where 200 people show up, and he teaches people a 13-step proven system that he's done and worked with billionaires, helping them grow their companies. I've seen guys from startups go from startup to being multimillionaires, teaching people how to get time freedom and financial freedom through the system. Critical thinking, document creation, putting it into organizing everything in their head to building into a franchisable, scalable business. Like one of his businesses has like 500 franchises. That's just one of the companies or brands that he works with. So amazing guy, Elon Musk kind of like smart guy. He kind of comes off sometimes as socially awkward, but he's so brilliant and he's taught me so much. When I say that, like Clay is like, he doesn't care what people think when you're talking to him. He cares about where you're going in your life and where he can get you to go. And that's what I like him most about him. He's like a good coach. A coach isn't just making you feel good all the time. A coach is actually helping you get to the best you. And Clay has been an amazing business coach. Through the course of that, we became friends. I was really most impressed with him is when I was shadowing him one time. We went into a business deal and listened to it. I got to shadow and listen to it. And when we walked out, I knew that he could make millions on the deal. And they were super excited about working with him. And he told me, he's like, I'm not going to touch it. I'm going to turn it down because he knew it was going to harm the common good of people in the long run. And the guy's integrity just really wowed me. It brought tears to my eyes to see that this guy, his highest desire was to do what's right. And anyways, just an amazing man. So anyways, impacted me a lot. He's helped navigate anytime I've got nervous or worried about how to run the company or, navigating competition and an economy that's like, I remember we got closed down for 3 months. He helped us navigate on how to stay open, how to get back open, how to just survive through all the COVID shutdowns, lockdowns.
I'm Rachel with Tip Top Canine, and we just want to give a huge thank you to Clay and Vanessa Clark.
Hey guys, I'm Ryan with Tip Top Canine. Just want to say a big thank you to Thrive 15. Thank you to Make Your Life Epic. We love you guys, we appreciate you, and really just appreciate how far you've taken us. This is our old house, right? This is where we used to live a few years ago. This is our old neighborhood. See? It's nice, right? So this is my old van and our old school marketing, and this is our old team. And by team, I mean it's me and another guy.
This is our new house with our new neighborhood. This is our new van with our new marketing, and this is our new team. We went from 4 to 14, and I took this beautiful photo. We worked with several different business coaches in the past, and they were all about helping Ryan sell better and just teaching sales, which is awesome, but Ryan is a really great salesman. So we didn't need that. We needed somebody to help us get everything that was in his head out into systems, into manuals and scripts, and actually build a team. So now that we have systems in place, we've gone from 1 to 10 locations in only a year.
In October 2016, we grossed 13 grand for the whole month. Right now it's 2018, the month of October. It's only the 22nd. We've already grossed a little over 50 grand for the whole month, and we still have time to go. We're just thankful for you, thankful for Thrive and your mentorship, and we're really thankful that you guys have helped us to grow a business that we run now instead of the business running us. Just thank you times 1,000.
The Thrive Time Show 2-day interactive business workshops are the highest and most reviewed business workshops on the planet. You can learn the proven 13-point business systems that Dr. Zellner and I have used over and over to start and grow successful companies. I mean, we get into the specific steps on what you need to do to optimize your website. We're going to teach you how to fix your conversion rate. We're going to teach you how to do a social media marketing campaign that works. How do you raise capital? How do you get a small business loan? We teach you everything you need to know here during a 2-day, 15-hour workshop. It's all here for you. You work every day in your business, but for 2 days you can escape and work on your business and build these proven systems so now you can have a successful company that will produce both the time freedom and the financial freedom that you deserve. You're going to leave energized, motivated, but you're also going to leave empowered. The reason why I've built these workshops is because as an entrepreneur, I always wish that I had this. And because there wasn't anything like this, I would go to these motivational seminars, no money down, real estate, Ponzi scheme, get motivated seminars, and they would never teach me anything. It was like you went there and you paid for the big chocolate Easter bunny, but inside of it was a hollow nothingness. And I wanted the knowledge, and they're like, oh, but we'll teach you the knowledge after our next workshop. And the great thing is we have nothing to upsell. At every workshop, we teach you what you need to know. There's no one in the back of the room trying to sell you some next big get-rich-quick, walk-on-hot coals product. It's literally, we teach you the brass tacks, the specific stuff that you need to know to learn how to start and grow a business. And I encourage you to not believe what I'm saying, and I want you to Google the Z66 auto auction. I want you to Google elephant in the room. Look at Robert Zellner and Associates. Look them up and say, are they successful because they're geniuses, or are they successful because they have a proven system? When you do that research, you will discover that the same systems that we use in our own business can be used in your business. Come to Tulsa, book a ticket, and I guarantee you it's going to be the best business workshop ever, and we'll even give you your money back if you don't love it. We've built this facility for you, and we're excited to see you.
Hey, I'm Ryan Wimpy with Tip Top Canine, and I'm the founder.
I'm Rachel Wimpy, and I am a co-founder.
So we've been running Tip Top for about the last 14 years, franchising for the last 3-4 years. So someone that'd be a good fit for Tip Top loves dogs, they're high energy, they want to be able to own their own job, but they don't want to worry about, that high failure rate. They want to do that like bowling with bumper lanes.
So you give us a call, reach out to us, we'll call you, and then we'll send you an FDD, look over that, read it, fall asleep to it, it's very boring, and then we'll book a discovery day, and you come and you can spend a day or two with us to make sure that you actually like it, make sure training dogs is something that you want to do.
So an FDD is a franchise disclosure document. It's a federally regulated document that goes into all the nitty-gritty details of what the franchise agreement entails.
So who would be a good fit to buy a Tip Top Canine would be somebody who loves dogs, who wants to work with dogs all day as their profession. You'll make a lot of money, you'll have a lot of fun, it's very rewarding. And who would not be a good fit is a cat person.
So the upfront cost for Tip Top is $43,000. And a lot of people say they're generating doctor money, but on our disclosure, the numbers are anywhere from over $1 million a year in dog training, what our Oklahoma City location did last year, to 25, 35 grand a month.
To train and get trained by us for Tip Top Canine, to run your own Tip Top Canine, you would be with us for 6 weeks here in Tulsa, Oklahoma.
So we've been married for 7 years.
8 years.
8 years. So if you're watching this video, you're like, hey, maybe I want to be a dog trainer. Hey, that one sounds super amazing. Go to our website, tiptopcanine.com, click on the yellow franchising tab, fill out the form, and Rachel and I will give you a call. Our Oklahoma City location last year, they did over $1 million. He's been running that shop for 3 years. Before, he was a youth pastor with 0 sales experience, 0 dog training experience before he ever met with us.
So just call us, come spend a day with us, spend a couple days with us, make sure you like training dogs, and own your own business.
Well, the biggest reason to buy a Tip Top Canine is so you own your own job and you own your own future, and you don't hate your life. You get an enjoyable job that brings a lot of income, but is really rewarding.
My name is Seth Flint, and I had originally heard about Tip Top K9 through my old pastors who I worked for. They trained their Great Pyrenees with Ryan and Tip Top K9. They did a phenomenal job and became really good friends with Ryan and Rachel. I was working at a local church, and it was a great experience. I ended up leaving there and working with Ryan and Tip Top K9. The biggest thing that I really enjoy about being self-employed is that I can create my own schedule. I have the ability to spend more time with my family, my wife, and my daughter. So my very favorite thing about training dogs with Tip Top K9 is that I get to work with the people. Obviously, I love working with dogs, but it's just so rewarding to be able to train a dog that had serious issues, whether it's behavioral or whatever, and seeing a transformation, taking that dog home, and mom and dad are literally in tears because of how happy they are with the training. If somebody is interested, I'd say don't hesitate. Make sure you like dogs. Make sure that you enjoy working with people because we're not just dog trainers. We are customer service people that help dogs, and so definitely don't hesitate. Just come in and ask questions. Ask all the questions you have.